it's me, a cup of Felicity, or Felix if you'd like, and I'm sorry if I sound tired, but welcome to the third episode of the Cafe Chat podcast, where we talk about God, I seriously cannot talk, whatever the heck we want. Today we're going to be talking about, overrated, underrated, and overhated things, so I'm excited to do that. So I don't really know how to words this one. I'm so sorry. But let me introduce the guests for today's episode. So I'll just go in order of who's in the VC. So first we have Chloe. Say hi if you want. Yeah.
I had to find my unmute button. Hello.
Yeah. And then we have Josh.
I like jelly beans.
And then Rendell returning.
What it do?
And then Mira.
Hello.
Hey. Alright, so Bunny was also supposed to be here, but Bunny forgot. So ignore their name in the video footage. Alright, anyways. So let's talk. Where should we start? Are we starting with underrated, or overrated, or overhated?
I'd say we go up.
Go up from underrated?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I have something. What I wanted to talk about was, I believe that there's this underrated video game. Well, I'm not sure if it's still underrated now, but, it's by Supergiant Games. It's called Transistor, and it emotionally destroyed me. Like, horribly destroyed me. The music is, like, at least, like, it's the same level as Kingdom Hearts music, and does it destroy my heart. For personal reasons, I can't really listen to the music anymore. It actually makes me really sad, and it reminds me of, some good times. Like, they were happy times, but, like, I don't want to cry when I listen to the music, because... I'm gonna have to cut out a lot of silence from this episode.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's fine, don't worry.
Can't really think of things to say. We're just kind of listening right now.
Yeah,
Well,
it's fine, no
I
worries.
can think of things to say. I'm just like, is it my time to talk? I've never been
just
a part of a
throw
podcast
out whatever
before,
you want to say whenever. So it's
so
fine, don't worry.
I will start throwing then, because I
Yeah.
just, like, legitimately, I'm just having shit come to my mind as I'm sitting here.
Uh-huh.
It just kind of hit me as I was like, what's something, like, underrated that, like, I don't feel like enough people know about, and then it hit me, and
Yes.
one of the first animes that I actually watched when getting into anime, an anime called Spiral, which there's only like barely over like 20 episodes, if that, in the actual anime, but I think it's a really good, like, kind of mystery, like, action mystery detective kind of anime that, like, actually kind of had me on the edge of my seat the entire time I was watching it, because all the deductions that the main character makes in it is actually really good, and the opening and ending and soundtrack are just they're really good just in general. And if people actually want to, like, just an anime that does not take very long to start and finish, that I definitely think is a really good watch, I would recommend watching the anime Spiral.
I've actually
I'll
never
add it to
heard
my
of it before.
recommendations list.
Yeah,
So,
I
yeah.
like the the mystery type of genre, so I'll check it out if I can. But while we're on the topic of anime, one that I believe is very underrated and needs more appreciation is Rayview Starlight. I've said this so many times
Yes.
before.
Big agree.
It's so good. It's like, I can't talk much about it because I'd spoil it. So
Yeah, pretty much.
simply, the best way I could put it is, there's these girls that go to a school for, like, theatrical arts. Is that the type of education.
I think that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, so they go to school for like theater and drama and you know all that stuff. But there's a twist, and I won't say what the twist is, but it's really good. There's a lot of symbolism, and like I don't know, it brought out the like inner theater kid in me. That like that's how good it was.
Yeah.
One underrated thing that I had is the Pokemon, like the spin-off Pokemon games, like Pokemon Ranger and Mystery Dungeon.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes.
I know what you're talking about.
It's that good shit.
Mystery Dungeon, yes. I like very.
I
Dungeon.
adore that series to death.
Mystery Dungeon was actually my second ever like Pokemon game to play. I got started on Alpha Sapphire, and the second Pokemon game I ever played was Super Mystery Dungeon. So that would be a hard agree on that. I really do enjoy the games, even if I'm bad at them.
Yeah, honestly, they're like, there's like some of my favorite games to replay. I must have replayed Explorers of Sky like 20 times by now. That's a clear favorite of mine. I do wish more people would appreciate the games, even if the gameplay is kind of subpar. I guess the stories that they tell is more than enough for me.
Sorry, still finding the words to say stuff, but yeah, I wholeheartedly agree with Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. I haven't played. What was the other one that you brought up, Brendel? I forgot. I'm sorry.
It was the Pokemon Ranger game.
Yeah, I've never played that one, but
The one in Jaden's video.
yeah, I've seen it though. It looks fun.
It's great. I highly recommend. I played all 3 games. The second and third are the best ones. Second one is the best one, in my opinion.
The only memory I have of them is just seeing the displays in like GameStop when I was like younger, and I remember thinking to myself like, "Oh, a Pokemon game! Like I would like to play that," but then I didn't. So.
Since I'm gonna be talking about a lot of Pokemon, there's also a Pokepark.
Oh yes!
Oh, I've actually never
I wanted
played
that game. It looks so cute.
It's so cute. Oh my god.
Me and my brother were actually talking about it like literally just 2 nights ago. He was like, "We need to get Pokepark." We always wanted that when we were younger, but we could never actually afford it.
I literally only liked Pokepark because Piplup was in it. Any game that had Piplup in it back then, I literally wanted it.
You know what? That's valid.
Oh, while we're on the topic of Pokemon, what Pokemon do you feel is underrated?
I have a lot.
Go ahead, Josh.
Okay.
Just gonna say Wobbuffet.
No, not Wobbuffet.
Oh wait,
Okay.
No, I think he's fairly loved. I think he's
Yeah,
fairly
Wobbuffet's
loved.
loved. I was gonna say like Pokemon like Dunsparce and like Delibird.
Dunsparce is cute in a weird way.
I figured those two are, mostly
I've seen a lot of
Delibird is
people like
overrated.
Dunsparce, mostly because they want him to evolve into a dragon for some reason.
Yeah, for some reason.
No.
I just don't like fighting Delibird, so he's on my shit list.
I like Delibird because Penguin.
You know what? That is very valid.
Yeah, they're cute, just not much else.
Like that's why I like that one penguin that's like in Pokemon Sword and Shield that has like the ice cube head. I think
Yeah.
it's so
Oh,
adorable.
yeah.
That one.
He cute. He's good boy.
What was the name of I mentioned this in the previous episode of the podcast when we were talking about scary and sus stuff that Pokemon do. I actually like Drifloon despite it taking kids away and stuff.
Can never believe.
Actually,
No, despite.
that they're very annoying to fight for me, which means that they are pretty good at what they do. They are very cute though, I will admit.
That's basically like I also. That sounds like me with like Metagross. I have such a beef with him because he always F's me up every time I fight him. So he is like top of my Pokemon shit list.
Oh yeah, especially in frickin' in the champion against whatever his name is, Steven.
Yes,
Oh,
that was
right.
Alpha Sapphire was my first Pokemon game, and so I would go and do the Elite Four to level up all my Pokemon. And as someone who adored fairy Pokemon, let me just say, it was not a fun time for me.
Yeah, like
my.
Alpha Sapphire was the first Pokemon game that I ever played seriously, as in training every Pokemon. Because like my first game was
Yes.
Diamond, and I only used Empoleon. Like I had a buff Empoleon that swept anything. And
That is
baby
amazing.
Pokemon and the rest of the team.
I accidentally did that with Sun and Moon with my Primarina, my first time playing it, because I was having a bit of a bad life at that point, so I was like very I wasn't putting my all into it, so I just had like my buff mermaid, dolphin, seal, and then like everyone else died in 2 hits, so by the time I got to the Elite Four, I was like, no.
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
trying to think of a Pokemon that I really dislike fighting, but I can't think of one right now. Even though I play these games all the time.
Like, okay, I'm not saying this to like agree with Rendell or anything, because I know he has a hatred for this Pokemon, but like I do believe that, like, genuinely, I do believe that Pikachu is an overhated Pokemon.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
For me at least, I think he's overhated, and not because Rendell hates him. It's like there's a lot of other things that, like, at least from people I've known in my life, I actually surprisingly know a lot of people who hate Pikachu, which
Well,
makes
it's
me a
like a
little sad.
dual-sided coin of popularity. Like, the more popular
Like,
something gets, the more it's hated.
True.
I just hate
Dream.
it because like they shove it down people's throats, and not in a bad way. Like it's seen a lot. He's seen a lot, and it's kind of annoying. It's gotten to an annoying point, you know. I guess
He
like,
remembers Nam.
Yeah.
literally all you see anything related to Pokemon is just like Pikachu related, and it's kind of annoying because there's other Pokemon
Yeah,
to go for.
I understand that.
Yeah.
As much as there's another example is, as much as I like Charizard, he is also like there's a lot of favoritism towards
Yeah.
him too.
Oh my god,
do
yeah.
think
I'm
Charizard
sick
is
of
very
seeing Charizard
overrated.
everywhere.
As
Why
someone
not
who
give
is
Venusaur some love?
As
Oh,
someone who
yes.
is a Squirtle and Blastoise fan, makes me very sad to see everyone only go bananas about Charizard.
I'll be honest though, I did like Bulbasaur and Squirtle first before I liked Charizard.
I actually like Squirtle more.
Heck yeah, girl!
Yeah.
Venusaur is my
Bulbasaur
baby
gang.
and I love him.
I like the small turtle boy.
Turtle boy. He's
You're
so
allowed
cute.
to like the turtle boy. I like my tiny plant lizard.
But yeah, but that's just me. Maybe okay, yeah. Also, I do believe that Pikachu is overrated, but I mean, I still like him.
I mean, you're right. Like, everyone and their grandma knows who Pikachu is.
Yeah, my grandma legit knows who Pikachu is.
Like, honestly, when Pokemon Go first came out, like, because my family had nothing better to do, my entire family was playing the game. So, like, I remember when we were playing it, my mom would be like the one that'd be like, any Pokemon is like, is that a Pikachu? And I'm like, Mom, that's a Magmar.
that sounds like my grandma. Like, before, I used to collect a lot. I mean, I still do, but I used to collect a lot of like Nendoroid
Bro,
figures.
That reminds me of those. Oh, sorry. You
No,
go
it's
ahead.
fine, it's fine. But my grandma would always ask, like, every time I got a new Nendoroid, oh, is that Hatsune Miku? And I'm like, no, it's not.
But that makes me think of my dad. Every time he sees me watching anime, he's like, is that Naruto? And I have to be no.
Josh, do you want to bring up anything that's underrated?
Oh.
Do
It's
you,
my turn. Okay.
if you have anything in mind?
Oh, right. Okay. So, damn. I feel like everyone's eyes are on me. Anyway, so,
I mean, everybody's ears.
you get what I-
Listen to his heartbeat.
Listen.
All right. So, the underrated. Oh right, the underrated. Okay, water bottle. You didn't have to call down. The underrated thing I wanted to talk about was good old Bomberman. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
Perfect.
So.
Boomerman.
Shut up.
Boomerman.
But yeah, I
So-
can agree with that. I
Yeah,
don't
so
have much to say
basically-
on it. Just I
Yeah. Yeah. So basically, Bomberman, back in the day, back in my day, and, back in the day, Bomberman used to be like this super big thing, and all that, and then over time he just like faded into obscurity, and people nowadays don't like really know who he is.
unfortunately.
And I'm just like, okay, sure. So, basically, I like the Bomberman series because, you know, it's basically a puzzle-oriented game where you just, like, use bombs to, like, defeat enemies and break blocks and get power-ups. And, yeah. So,
Yeah, and who doesn't like puzzles?
yeah. and the last Bomber game, yeah.
Bomber.
Yeah, anyway. The last Bomberman game was Super
Was it the
Bomberman
bomb?
R, which was on the Switch and I believe on the PS4 and Steam. But that was like 3 years ago. And the last Bomber game before that was like back in 2009.
Holy crap!
Oh.
Really? Wow.
So yeah, that was the point. Like, we gone so many years without a Bomberman game, we thought the series was dead because people stopped legit caring about it.
I feel old.
And yeah, and then in 2017 we got a new Bomberman game, and everyone was like, "Oh, it exists."
I also, for some reason, feel old because I think I remember playing that in 2009.
Oh, good lord! But yeah, so that happened, and then yeah, it's been 3 years. I don't know if we'll get another Bomberman game, but there was there's also an anime, and
Oh right. I forgot
there was an
about
anime.
that.
It was like really old. I thought it was pretty okay.
Like Sonic Underground?
No.
God, no.
I remember before, actually, I think before we decided to record this topic for the podcast, Chloe, didn't you have something Sonic related that you wanted to bring up, maybe? I don't know.
Well, if we're on the topic of underrated Sonic things, I would like to shine a light on the original Sonic the Hedgehog movie. I'm not talking about the new one with like the live action. I'm talking about like the old one from like years ago. That movie was a bomber movie, I will tell you.
I think I've
watched it.
seen
What
it.
about the one with Metal Sonic,
I've watched
right?
it so many times when I was little, and then I see online when like they released the new Sonic movie, it's like the first Sonic movie, and I'm like, you lie, you're a liar.
Yeah, I know that there was a Sonic movie prior to the one that came out. Like, how long ago was that now? Like, it was last year, right? Or was it 2 years ago?
It was like the which Sonic movie?
I'm talking about the live action one.
Yeah, the live action one was released this year because I went to go see.
Oh,
it with my
right,
brother for his
this
birthday.
year. I forgot. It felt like last year. Wow, but yeah, I know
this
that there
year
was a
has
Sonic
been
movie prior to the one that came out this year.
Like back when I was like, I was young. I had to have been like 8, possibly younger when I first found out about the movie. Back when like YouTube was kind of first becoming a thing, and like someone posted the full movie up on YouTube, and like I was just really obsessed with Sonic at the time, so I was like watching the shows and stuff. But like I found the movie, and it was actually like a really good movie that I would like actually like to own and just rewatch someday, because it's really not like, you don't have like a bunch of any like cringy humor. It's just straight to the point plot, you know. Sonic and
that's
Tails
good.
are acting like how you would expect them to.
Yeah.
You have like funny side characters as well, and then you have actual plot twists and like a cool climax. I definitely think it's worth a watch, and it is the actual first Sonic the Hedgehog movie. So whoever, I don't know who made the new Sonic the Hedgehog movie.
Yeah, whoever did that.
Universal. Whoever did that, you're lying.
You're like,
You lie.
Ooh, Sonic a Boom Show.
Personally,
No.
while we're on the topic of Sonic, okay, so, I was more of a Mario kid growing up, but personally for me, and
yeah.
again, this is like the same thing, kind of the same thing with Pikachu, well, not really, but like, yeah, like, at least in my life, the most underrated Sonic character for me has been, Tails, yeah. Yeah.
Damn it! I was gonna say Tails as a joke. What you said, you were gonna say Tails anyways.
Yeah. like,
Really? That's interesting.
at least for
Yeah, I was
people
gonna
around
say.
me, they either liked either Sonic, Amy, or Shadow, and I was like, okay.
Well, I would like to throw out there, and I'm not saying this just because, like, I know you have this, like, freaking, like, horny people on the internet, but, like, I really like Rouge the Bat, just because I think she's
Yes!
the perfect example of a badass woman.
Yes.
We need more of that. Like, I know Amy's there, but she's, like, less badass. She's, like, more,
Yeah.
like, clingy towards Sonic. Rouge is just, like, she has someone who could be perceived as a love interest, while at the same time retaining her independence.
Yes.
And I think that's fucking awesome. I love Rouge the Bat.
Yeah, I actually forgot about her until you just brought her.
And my point proven.
Yeah, wow. Oh my god.
Can I add on to this?
Sure.
So for underrated Sonic characters, I have to say, Big the Cat.
Oh! I actually forgot about
I
him
love
too.
You.
I forgot.
Bring
I
back
love
nightmares from my childhood of trying to swim through the abyss to find a frog.
Look, he just wants to fight his frog. He doesn't care about anything else. He just wants to live his life. I aspire to be like Big. Wanting to live his life.
To be fat and fish all day.
Yeah, to be fat.
Where's Small the cat?
Small the Cat.
Yeah.
You see, Small the Cat was his name before, he became absolutely.
Before the accident.
Yeah. Before the Fire Nation attacked. I'm sorry. I don't know if I have anything else on the topic of video games. Actually,
I do.
Oh, okay. Go ahead, Mira.
A video game that I think is kind of underrated, even though it is part of a rather large franchise, is the Legend of Zelda games on the DS.
Oh.
Yeah, Phantom Hourglass and
Yeah.
Spirit Tracks.
Actually, I
have
agree
something
with
to add
that.
to that when he's done.
I think Phantom Hourglass was the very first Zelda game I ever completed, and it holds a very special place in my heart. And I love the gameplay. I love how cute and tongue-in-cheek it is. I had no idea that Wind Waker existed when I played Phantom Hourglass. Like I said, that was my first foray into the series, and I do wish I was really happy when Chugga Conroy did a Let's Play of it, so that more people actually know about the game and maybe we'll give it a shot.
Yeah.
I know these games might be difficult to come across nowadays because they are DS games. They're pretty old.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just think they have good gameplay, as controversial as that might sound to some people who just weren't used to the whole touch screen interface for Zelda, because that never happened outside the two games.
Yeah.
So
I actually same thing with within my life, I barely hear people talk about Wind Waker and Phantom Hourglass. If anything, I hear more about Wind Waker than Phantom Hourglass.
well, yeah, because Wind Waker became sort of like a cult classic after people actually appreciated the game for what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, when it first came out,
bashing it for the
everyone
art
hated
style.
it.
I'm actually kind of shocked that sometimes I do bring up Phantom Hourglass and people are like, "That's a thing," and I'm like, "What?"
It exists.
And I'm like,
yeah,
"What?"
that makes me so sad. It's a good game, and the boss fights in it, I will say, are phenomenal.
Oh,
okay.
really?
Yeah, I
okay,
mean, especially especially for the first time that Legend of Zelda has ever been put on the DS. The creativity of the boss fights is great, and yeah, it's like one of the best parts of the game, the boss fights.
Yeah, okay.
Including the final boss.
I'll admit, like, I love Phantom Hourglass. Like, I didn't beat it, so I was, like, still a dumb young kid at the time, so, I mean...
That's fair.
Yeah.
If I could, like, tack on to the end of this underrated Zelda games conversation, probably one of the most underrated games that I could think of would be, I haven't played the other one in this particular set of games, but Oracle of Ages is the one that I grew up playing.
That one.
I really like it a lot. It's like kind of goes in the same vein of a lot of things with like Link's Awakening, but just a lot less heard of. Some people, like, I've streamed it a couple of times in like different servers for people to see, and and as I've been like going back and replaying through it, I've just kind of been re-reminded of, like, I do like a lot of the humor that they have in the game. Like, it does kind of have some of that, I don't know, like at a certain point you're like on an island where all these fish people just like steal all your stuff and hide it all over the island, and then you go and talk to them, and then they're like, oh, I was just gonna put this in a safe place because I thought that someone else might take it, but since you're awake now, I suppose I'll give it back. And like everyone's just being like really weird about it, and it's fun and it's cute, and I think Oracle of Ages, at least since it's the one that I've played, I don't know much about Seasons, I do think it deserves a little bit more love. It's a fun play.
I would like to play it. Are you playing it on an emulator?
Yeah, I've been playing it on an emulator because I don't know where my Game Boy Advance is, and I wouldn't know how to stream that, so...
Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not bashing the people who like this game, because I know there's a lot of people who like this game, and I think there's a few people who do like this game in the server, but, I'll admit the concept is cool. Five Nights at Freddy's is overrated as fuck.
Oh, I can
Thank you.
fully agree with you on that.
Yeah,
I do
I
enjoy
agree.
some of the lore,
I get you.
but like after a certain point, you just kind of like, okay.
I think that's what happened to like a lot of people. Like they were like, "What the hell?" Because
At this point, the most attachment I have to is like I enjoy watching game theories, like videos on it, but like I've kind of stopped keeping up with actual gameplay because I'm just someone who enjoys theories in general, but that's about it.
yeah. I think the last time I enjoyed looking at FNAF content was when Markiplier did the FNAF VR gameplay. That was
Oh yeah, he
funny.
did do that.
Oh no, you reminded me of that clip.
Yeah, I forgot. There's a clip in the video where he's like doing the parts and services thing where he's like taunting Chica, and he's like, oh, I'm gonna fuck you up. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? He gets scared.
Wow.
It was
I didn't
so
watch it for obvious reasons, but wow.
Oh,
Yeah, it was
I haven't
really
watched the full
funny.
thing. I would say something that's kind of overrated, at least for me personally. I don't know if like people get mad at me for saying this. I think like as much as because I kind of, there's a place in my heart for every Pokemon in the game, basically, even though I do have ones that are on my shit list. I do think people like overhype the first gen Pokemon just because it's tied to
I agree.
nostalgia.
I can
I
agree
agree.
with that. Just
Oh yeah, lots of people
slightly.
can agree with that.
For me, I can only slightly agree.
Like I understand nostalgia like manipulates a lot of how people feel about things, but then I feel like it breaches territory of overrated when everything else just becomes comparably terrible because you're so attached to something that used to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Yeah, that is kind of a bummer. Like they just can't. I mean, it's not like the first gen is irrelevant. Game Freak keeps bringing them back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like it's okay to like the new things too, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Totally fine. That
Like-
sounded passive
like-
aggressive. I didn't mean
Yeah,
for
it's
it to.
fine, whatever. I don't even care.
I love the first gen games, but I will say they have been getting a bit too much exposure in my opinion.
Yeah.
And like it just kind of takes away the attention from the other games that could need more attention, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I would like to see more
We all know
Pokemon
people
from
love
Black
Gen
and
1.
White.
Oh,
Hmm?
wait, sorry, say that again.
I would like to personally see more Pokemon from like Black and White. I know I haven't
Yes.
seen, like,
Same.
a whole lot from there.
Yes.
I still want to like get you the ability to play that somehow because it's really hard to get the games now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like some time ago, I was telling Chloe that I wanted to get her both White and White 2 for her so she could play them.
Mm-hmm.
And we looked on Amazon and whatever. Like
Like
they're
$200.
stupid expensive now.
Oh, really?
Like-
Wow.
Yeah,
Well,
like
because Black and White were specifically like some of the first Pokemon games that I actually kind of got a little bit of exposure to the series on, and like I actually wanted them when they first came out, but I just never had them. So when she was telling me that they were really good games, still, I was like, well, yeah, I've always kind of wanted them. So
I have.
Yeah,
I
and-
have a quick funny story about Black and White. I think it came out when I was still in elementary school. So I got in trouble for having bad grades, and my dad took it away right as we bought it.
Oh.
And I was like, oh,
no.
Aw.
okay. So like, I've
Fun is
never
over
played
now.
the game at all, but I still, for some like, I love all the Pokemon in it. But I guess, yeah,
Oh yeah, the Gen 5 Pokemon are great.
I love them all.
Yeah. Some of my favorites are from that generation.
I never played it because at the time that it came, I never played Black and White and X and Y when it came out because at the time I was in the Philippines during an electronic purgatory, so I had no idea that there was new Pokemon other than Gen 4.
Oh wow.
I'm like trying to think of like other games that I feel like are overrated. Okay, as much as I do love Persona 5, I do think it's overrated.
I mean, you know, that's not an unfair assumption, you know.
Yeah, I love all the characters in Persona 5. I adore almost every single one of them. But I'm sorry, like, Persona 3 is always going to be at the top for me.
I have not played it, so I can't deny or agree.
I will say though, like, oh my god, like, that was my first Persona game. My dad showed it to me when I was, like, what, 6 years old. And I loved it. I loved it so much. All the characters were so lovable, and, oh my god, I loved it. I don't know.
Yeah, we hear really good things about Persona 3 and 4. Like, it's Persona 3 is at the top of many people's lists, and it kind of sucks that I don't have the ability to play most games.
Yeah.
Due to like mostly personal circumstances.
Yeah.
But I've unfortunately been spoiled of the ending of Persona 3.
No.
I feel like most
No.
people have, unfortunately.
Yeah,
it really
unfortunate-
sucks because everyone talks about it. Like, it's an old game, so I can't blame them.
Yeah,
but
you expect people to know. Everyone already basically knows the ending of Persona 5, so it's like,
It's really upsetting when people tell me like, "Oh, I would love to play Persona 3, but I already know what happens at the end," and I'm like, "Oh no, no."
I don't, so don't say crap.
Okay, I do recommend like to the people listening to this, if you like Persona, I do recommend trying to play Persona 3. It's so good. I love it. And I wish I had more merch for it. I just...
You guys know that the pro tag is voiced by the same guy that voices Ben 10?
Wait,
Oh my
really?
God.
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's Yuri Lowenthal.
Oh my god.
And Sasuke.
No!
Oh no.
I never liked Sasuke.
I did
You
when
know
I
what?
liked Naruto.
If we're talking about overrated things,
You don't
Sasuke
get
is
that, you don't.
overrated.
I will agree.
I'm gonna
I
say that
agree.
right now.
Just
Sasuke is
Naruto
so
in general.
overrated because, well, yeah, in general. But I spent a brief time in the Naruto fandom, and Sasuke was someone that was just so on top of the list of like, oh, cute emo boy, and I was like, he's just an asshole.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
never liked him. He was a
I'm
So I
about to
spent
list.
so many-
I'm about to list a bunch of overrated anime. Alright,
Okay.
alright. There's Naruto.
Attack on
there's
Titan.
Dragon Ball. There's Attack on Titan. My Hero Academia.
Yes.
One Piece.
Yeah.
Kind of Sailor Moon.
So,
kind
Sailor
of.
Moon, I'd
It's in a
say
gray
is
area. It's in a
somewhat.
gray
Sailor Moon, I don't see that around that much. It's like there's
Like,
see,
it's
kind of
well
a genuine-
appreciated, but not, I wouldn't say overrated.
It's not oversold.
Yeah.
Demon Slayer.
Oh god, I fucking hate Demon Slayer. I'm sorry to the people listening to this who like Demon Slayer, but like I don't mean that, because I know there's a joke in the anime where like Nezuko is called ugly. I actually genuinely think she's ugly. Like I'm sorry.
Oh no.
Like no, like legitimately, I think she is ugly. Like come fight
Okay,
me.
That's the only reason.
I'm gonna speak as somebody who actually enjoyed Demon Slayer.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
No, it's fine. Like, you know,
You're
you're
gonna
entitled to your
swear
own
up.
opinion. I'm not gonna be mad at you
Roll
for
up
that.
my sleeves and take off my gloves here.
No, I mean, I'm pretty neutral to Nezuko. I mean, like, she's cute in the anime, I will say, but at least to me, like the way her mannerisms are very childlike, and the way Tanjiro dotes on her is very sweet. Like that whole sibling relationship is I really like. But like the manga, I'm not gonna go into spoilers, but the ending did kind of disappoint me.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I did enjoy the series overall, and I don't regret getting into it when I did, and actually following along with it while it was still going, because I rarely do that with anime. But yeah, Nezuko's alright. She's cute in the anime. Haven't watched the dub, so I don't have an opinion on that. And yeah, I guess that's it. Inosuke is best boy.
Yeah, I couldn't bring myself to watch it. I didn't like how it looked, and like, if you were like,
You know what? That's fine. That's
pretty
part of the
much my-
reason. Sorry.
I was gonna say that's my opinion on Attack on Titan as well. I watched one episode and I just couldn't get into it.
I couldn't handle the gore.
yeah, that's
Honestly,
understandable.
though,
Yeah,
it's a lot.
the art style is partly why I stopped following My Hero Academia. It's not bad art. It's just it doesn't vibe with me, you know.
Same with
Yeah.
One Piece.
Yeah.
Also, his power is just, can I just say, I'm sorry, I know One Piece is a popular anime, but like the main character, Luffy, however you pronounce it,
Yeah.
I don't think his power is really that interesting.
Honestly,
just-
yeah.
I'm like, that's
I
the most
agree.
boring power someone could have. You're
Long
trying to
hair.
create a universe
It's.
that sucks people in, and you're just rubber.
I think it's like more silly than anything. Like you can laugh at it for like a minute, and that's it.
Yeah, it's not anything that will like that I feel like could really be expounded upon. It's like, oh, it's something that's actually kind of cool. Now
Yeah.
it's just we're what 900 or 1,000 episodes in, and it's still just silly.
Yeah. On the topic of overrated anime, I love Love Live, but Love Live Sunshine is overrated, and it makes me angry because I don't think it was as great as the original.
That's valid.
Cause like, when people started getting like more into Love Live, they joined like right when Love Live Sunshine just began, and I was like, oh no.
It begins.
It begins. And it was clear that, like, once the original group ended, like, of course they were going to, like, promote the new group, like, you know, like, why wouldn't they? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But, like, they, like, oversold so much of, like, Love Live Sunshine. It kind of bugged me because, what's it called? The original Love Live wasn't, in my opinion, wasn't getting, like, that amount of love. Like, okay, I get that it's, like, the old group and, like, you know, it ended, but,
Yeah.
like, it was so much more clear that, like, they were pushing a course more onto other people.
Yeah, I see.
I guess. I don't know. That's just me, though. Like, if you see it differently, then I won't fight you on that, because I know some people who are like, really? I think Muse is overrated, and I'm just like, I mean, sure. I can understand that, but I feel like now they're underrated.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, I can see it.
the OG girls are the ones that made Sunshine happen, so...
Yeah.
Like, Sunshine had, wonderful girls. I just didn't really vibe much with the story. Anyways, what were you gonna say, Chloe? Sorry.
I was going to say, like, especially since I see, like, it was brought to my mind from, like, the doodle I was watching you do.
Oh!
Overrated Zelda games, probably the ones that I feel like are probably the most overrated. And I'm saying this as someone who is, like, who grew up with Ocarina of Time, but Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask are probably some of the most overrated in the series.
Oh, I can agree.
Like, I know I don't really care as much for Majora's Mask,
Okay.
so it's a lot easier for me to make that claim. And it does actually kind of hurt me to say this. But Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask are kind of, like, held at this pinnacle of, like, this is what a great Zelda game should be.
Yeah,
I feel like it's holding the games back when you have them trying to, like, do new things with, like, Breath of the Wild, but then everyone's stuck in the, like, but you gotta have the dungeons and you gotta go and get the treasures.
Yeah,
Let
I
them be
can
innovative.
Yeah, I understand that completely, honestly, because, usually when, someone wants to get into, the Zelda series, or, like, they just don't know where to start, the first thing that I usually see people say is, oh, Majora's Mask, or Ocarina of Time, or Breath of the Wild, and I'm like, I mean, like, I'm not dissing Breath of the Wild. I think it's marvelous.
I personally think Breath of the Wild is a great game to get into if you're not really that, especially if you're not really that big on all the previous Zelda games and you kind of want a fresh start with it. Breath of the Wild is a good place to start because it's like nothing that's ever been done before. So if you want to just try something new, definitely Breath of the Wild is it's a great game. I do see where it is. I feel like it's gotten less overrated. People aren't really talking about it as much as they were. I mean, with Breath of the Wild 2 coming out, it's now kind of had a little bit of a resurgence, but I have honestly not seen Breath of the Wild around that much anymore.
If anything, it's okay, this was, at least for me, I saw, like, maybe it was just my Twitter timeline or something, I don't know, but, like, I saw quite a bit of love for, Skyward Sword. Like, I'm not dissing that. I think it's cool, but...
No, like, that's interesting considering that, like, I like Skyward Sword. It's just, like, it gives you, like, the biggest arm cramp ever.
Yeah! I agree.
Like, your arm feels like falling off after fighting Girahim the first time.
I wish I could say something because I don't have Skyward Sword. I've never played it. I've heard like multiple stories of like people with different perspectives on the Skyward Sword gameplay, the one-to-one sword combat with the Wiimote. Like a lot of people complain that it makes their arms hurt, which is valid.
Yeah.
And there's this other half of people who are like, oh, the motion controls aren't that bad. You could just like swing your wrists and stuff. And I don't. I don't really know what to think. My only exposure to it was seeing it on a shelf at a GameStop one time and watching Chugga's Let's Play of it. That kind of made me want to try the game, but at the same time, I don't have money, and I don't like being downstairs when I play video games because my family's always there.
I feel like Skyward Sword has a unique position of being both underrated and overhated at the same time.
Yeah, I can see that.
At least it's pretty.
We know that it's a fact that Nintendo's like, I'm pretty okay, I'm not entirely sure, but it's obvious that one of their top franchises, is that the right word? I don't know. Is
Their
obviously
top things here.
obviously Mario. I don't know if I can say there's an overrated Mario game, but I can say for certain one that I'm kind of tired of hearing about as much as I love it is Mario Galaxy.
I was just thinking that.
I feel that one.
Okay,
Oh
thank
my
God.
I have the game, but I've never played it.
Oh, my heart.
Oh my gosh, Josh, I'm sorry!
Mario Galaxy does not okay, so I'm gonna speak from a point of view of I've never really played the games extensively, but at the same time, I've seen and heard about it enough to feel like they're a little bit overrated in the fact that it's a lot of what Mario games have been, and people are trying to sell it as if it's something a whole lot newer than what it actually is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I did enjoy Mario Galaxy. I just feel like more people should appreciate the other Mario games.
But it's Mario in space.
It's Mario! In
Mario
space.
as a whole is kind of overrated.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can agree with that.
he's okay, other than Pokemon,
It's a Pikachu situation.
yeah, I feel like he's the most marketed Nintendo character. Is that the right words?
Yeah, well, because he's their mascot, you know?
Yeah.
Which is the same case for Pokemon with Pikachu.
Yeah.
And now in an extension Eevee, because Eevee's become a really popular one, which is unfortunate because I do love Eevee, but now I gotta say Eevee's becoming pretty overrated.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, you ruined it.
What was I gonna say? When people dissed, Byleth for Smash, I don't know, part of me, was, thinking, okay, I know a lot of Fire Emblem fans, and I've seen, Fire Emblem fans trend stuff on Twitter, but a part of me still feels like, a Fire Emblem is underrated. I don't know why. Okay, I can tell you overrated Fire Emblem games. Okay, for one, 3 Houses. I'm sorry.
You know what? You got a point there. You got a point.
I still haven't finished it.
3
I
Houses
do love that game.
and Fates. Both overrated.
Fates is actually I would say probably goes more
For
to
me
overhated,
at
though,
least.
personally.
Overhated. Fates is definitely overhated. Story bad, that's all I'm gonna say. But Awakening, I feel like is underrated to me.
Oh, Awakening. I haven't played all the Fire Emblem games, but Awakening is so good. It was my
It's so
insurgence
good.
into the series. But the story was so good, and I was a little shit when I played the game, because when I first realized that one girl liked Chrom, that's when I decided I wanted to marry Chrom just so I could be a bitch.
Oh my god.
I was like,
Power
well,
move right
I
there.
was like,
Power
I gotta see
move.
how this plays out.
I'm a little with the with 3 Houses, I feel like the Fire Emblem that, I guess that's when, I don't know. It feels underrated and overrated at the same time for me, but 3 Houses is it was a lot of people's first Fire Emblem game, and for some reason a part of me did not like that.
Okay, so now that you've said that, that actually reminded me another great addition to this list as we're talking about first. Animal Crossing New Horizons.
Oh, I hate
love
that game now. I'm sorry.
I love Animal Crossing, but all the new people who have gotten into it have kind of ruined it a little bit because I just want to have fun, and it's gotten so big to the point where like I've seen people practically like not really bullied, but because you have so many people being like, oh, this is my perfect island, let me show you how to make your island perfect, thereby adding the connotation of if it's not like this, it's not good enough. People leaving the game just because they feel like they're not as good, and like I don't know, people overhyping it on like a bunch of different things as compared to like the previous Animal Crossing games, where like I'll always have a soft spot for the GameCube game, like the original Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
So, but like for the fact that this is a lot of people's first Animal Crossing games, and I know it's because of quarantine and everyone wants to have it feel like they're outside.
Yeah,
I know this has helped a lot of people, but at the same time, people have talked it up a lot.
I stopped playing Animal Crossing for like personal reasons. Like, no, like the game didn't like affect me negatively. It's just like I have my own personal things in life.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
But
That stonefish is still in my pocket.
yep.
I have not taken him out.
Yeah, you have to do that, Josh.
So is my whalefish.
I have had a dragonfly in my pocket for like the past 3 months.
But yeah, I do believe New Horizons is overrated as well. With like the toxicity that's been happening in like the Animal Crossing community, I think at this point it's like I think it's like toned down a bit, because like I'm pretty sure lots of people have dropped the game.
Oh yeah, because I guarantee you those people are the people who hadn't really played Animal Crossing before, so they're just like, oh well, like you mean I can't do anything else now? And it's like, yeah, that's what the game is.
Yeah, so like I feel like meh, I don't know, just
Yeah.
it's kind of like whatever now, I guess.
Well, I know it was one of the things that was the most annoying for me with New Horizons was the fact that like I had so many people like follow me because I would post like on my personal Twitter about New Horizons thinking I was an Animal Crossing Twitter, and I'd be like, oh cool, new followers, and then they'd unfollow me like 5 minutes later because I posted about Persona instead, and I was like, and I'm like, just look at my my Twitter feed first before you decide that I'm an Animal Crossing page.
So I want to start the overhated. Let me just.
Oh sure.
Sword and fucking shield.
Yes.
I don't know how to feel about that, because I will admit, because of some Twitter beef that my friend got into, I was also mad, and I refused to finish Sword, because of what they went through. I don't know. Pokemon fans are toxic. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's why I really, you gotta disconnect the games from the community at a certain point.
Yeah.
Because otherwise if I keep connecting everything together, then I just won't be able to have fun, and I don't want that.
Like to be honest, I've majorly enjoyed playing Pokemon Shield. It was a novel experience. I mean, the game, regardless of its faults, because it does have faults.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but it's still. I feel like the important thing people are missing is that it's a game you're supposed to have fun with.
Yeah.
You know? And they take it too seriously with,
Thank
oh,
you.
they didn't put my favorite in the game, boo-hoo.
Oh, God.
And, like, the online is terrible.
Okay.
And it's one of those things where like it kind of one thing snowballs into another, and so I get really annoyed with all the posts on Twitter where it's just now everything is a problem. It's like, okay, well I had this one problem, but now I don't think the art style is good enough. This is the world's ugliest Pokemon game, and I'm like, we had the original games which were literally 5 pixels. This is a beautiful game. I love it. The art style is so pretty. Why are you nitpicking at that?
Like, it's not like the art style impacts how the game plays, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
You know?
Despite Nintendo being the family friendly like console company, they have the most toxic communities on their games.
Yeah.
Like,
Literally, I
I
cannot
agree.
go on Twitter, on Nintendo and Pokemon tweets without going into the replies and seeing people complaining, just complaining every time.
Why didn't you add this into the game? And if you want to
Yes.
fix your fandom, then you need to add this. And I'm just like, good lord, get off of their backs.
Like they're just doing their jobs, and they don't have control over everything
Yeah.
that CCI decides to do with the game. And you know, it's not their fault. And even if it was, it's not your place to complain about things you know nothing about. You know, we don't know what goes on behind the developers' doors. You know.
Yeah.
And that, like, we have no right to barge in and be like, you're terrible for making this game the way it is. And that just really makes me sad.
yeah,
Well, like, oh, sorry, Philly.
no, I was gonna say, like, they worked so hard on this for you, and what you do, it, like, what these dumb-ass people, I'm sorry, Dad, if you can hear me cursing, what these people do, you know what would make this game better if you brought the national dicks back, hashtag national dicks, and I'm like, can you stop? It's been, like, how long now? A year? Stop!
The whole Dexit thing was the most obnoxious I have ever seen the Pokemon fandom get, and that is saying something.
So, like, oh, sorry.
Like, I agree with them. It is messed up, but I won't bitch about it every fucking time to them. Like, it's not like they read your replies in Twitter. Like, what's that gonna do?
Yeah,
Well,
like,
and I was just gonna say real quick. For one, I have found it, like, especially with the DLC, like, it has been kind of fun for me to, like, when a new area comes out, I can be like, oh, well, what new Pokemon did they add this time? Did they add my favorite? And that was a cool experience for me to go in and be like, oh, they added Absol and the Crown Tundra. Now we can go and catch Absol. That's one of my favorites. And also, it was one of those games where, like, I enjoyed it a lot the first time, and then I didn't play it for a long time, but then I started playing it again more recently, and it just kind of, it's one of those things where at a certain point you have to stop and realize that, like, if you just let go of all the other stuff, it's just a fun game to play if you just stop bitching.
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, honestly, ever since the Crown Tundra DLC came out, especially, like, I've been enjoying these games even more than I had before. Cause, like, at the beginning, this game was like, oh, this is a really good game, pretty good music, story could use some work, but, you know, that's fine. And, like, that was it. I finished the game, and then I stopped playing it until the DLC, the first one, the Isle of Armor. And I enjoyed that, but I'd say Crown Tundra really made it worth the $30
Well,
to
this
buy.
is the first time me and Mira have. Well, I can segue this into, as far as, like, the whole something where the gameplay is fun and you need to let it go kind of game.
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts 3 was very overhated.
Oh my god,
It's such a-
yes, it
It's such
was.
a fun game. I had so
It's
much
so
fun
fun.
playing through it. The story was confusing a lot, but at the same time, the gameplay was
Okay,
so
but
fun. I just didn't care.
When is Kingdom Hearts not confusing?
Exactly. I'm like, this isn't new to us. You know, oh, it's a little bit shorter, but, like, when you go and do all the extra things, it takes a long time to accomplish.
Yeah.
And I replayed that game, like, practically 3 times in a row. I beat it once, and then I beat it again, streaming it for Mira to see, because she doesn't have a PS4 and wasn't able to play it. And then at the same time, I was still playing on my main file, platinuming the dang thing. And I had so much fun doing all of that. Within, like, the span of 2 weeks, I did all of this, and I still had so much fun.
I would say that the one time that I played Kingdom Hearts 3 was when I visited Chloe the second time. It was my only chance to play Kingdom Hearts 3, and I did finish it before I had to leave, and I will say that game is super fun.
It is.
I mean, like it's the gameplay was really fluid, and I really liked it. The music was great. It was very pretty.
It had football, Vanitas.
Football Benitez.
Balvita's, yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
Another game I want to bring up, like, I feel like it's overhated because of the community, and I think we all know which community it is. Of course, it's the motherfucking Nintendo community. It's the Super Smash Brothers community.
Oh, God.
Oh God.
boy.
Super Smash Brothers, the game, is like, it. I feel like it's hated just because of the community, and I'm like, no, this is a fantastic game.
It's good. Valid on the whole community thing, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. The game is really fun to play, but the people who are just toxic over it ruin it.
Yeah. Can I say something?
Sure.
Okay. Okay. Going back to overhated.
Yes.
Anime dubs.
Oh, I agree with that, actually. 'Cause
Yeah.
I do know of some
That's fair.
good dubs, but, like, they're very hard to find.
I'm kind of on the hate side. The only good dub that I found that I actually like is obviously a Persona dub.
Oh,
I
yes!
thought you were
The
gonna
Persona
Cowboy
dub,
Bebop.
Persona
is
dub
good.
top tier.
I never watched
It's
Cowboy
good.
Bebop.
Um,
It's the best.
It all depends on what you start with, honestly.
Yeah.
Like
Um,
what you like really is what you are used to. I think that's kind of how your brain works. It's not like a whole it's not like a whole thing of, oh, this isn't the way it's supposed to be, so I hate it. I mean, that's the reason that a lot of people don't like dub is because I guess they usually find the sub first and they watch that, and
Because they don't dub until later, so...
yeah, and then they're used to that, and when they hear the dub voices, they're like, they don't sound right. This is terrible, you know. And you know, it's just, like if people are used to something, that's what they'll think will sound better because that's just how they've always heard it.
Mm-hmm.
This is a true story. Like the other day, my dad was watching something and I could hear it from my room, and I was like, eavesdropping on it. I was like, why does that sound like an anime but in English? I walk into the room, he's watching the dub for One Punch Man. I was like, I called it. It just sounded
One Punch Man
out
is
of
good shit,
place.
though.
I agree.
Like I was like, it seems like an anime. What the hell is he watching?
I don't think anyone in the VC will agree with me on this. I mean, because I think I'm like the only one who's like super invested in like Resident Evil and stuff. But I do believe that Resident Evil 3 remake was overhated, but for understandable reasons. Understandable reasons. I guess.
Yeah.
Because the game was short. They cut out a bunch of content. There's no replayability value. And like, I think there was also some stuff that didn't make sense that people pointed out in videos. But I mean, it was still fun. Like, if anything, the gameplay was fun.
And like in the end of the day, that's kind of the thing you have to focus on is that gameplays, like games are made for the entertainment value of as you're playing through it. So if it has fun gameplay, like sure, story is also important, yes. But if the gameplay is fun enough to counteract that, then it shouldn't matter too much.
Yeah.
It really depends on what people look for in games too. Some people prefer the story, some people prefer gameplay, some people prefer the graphics. Like, you can't satisfy everyone is the thing, so that's understandable.
Okay, so, I feel as though we've been talking a lot about video games. Do you guys, okay, video games and anime, is there anything, like, in real life that you believe is overrated? Or, underrated or overhated? One thing I believe is overrated, like, I'm not, like, I'm not, like, dissing people who like this, but, like, I believe Pocky is overrated.
Oh.
I mean, I can't blame you for that one. That's
And then in
practically
that
a
vein-
cultural icon.
I would say Boba is also overrated. I'm sorry, Philly. I hear so many people talk about it, and they're like, "Oh, Boba's the best thing," and I'm just like, "Okay."
My heart!
I'm sorry to crit you like this on your own
I-
podcast.
I like them both. They're both very yummy. But I mean, like, what I was gonna say is completely changing the subject, I suppose. Like, what I was thinking about through this whole thing was, like, I was gonna mention how overrated the Avatar movies are. the James Cameron
yeah.
ones.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, the one with the blue people. I was like,
Yeah.
Yeah, the one with the
other
blue
one,
alien
and I was like,
people.
no.
I understand.
I mean, the Avatar movie was terrible, but like that's besides the point. Like I watched it with my parents one time, and I'm just like, okay, this movie is really pretty, but that's about it.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it in forever, so.
What's an overrated? Oh my god, an overrated like horror movie is it's the one with Pennywise.
Oh god, yeah. I get tired of hearing about that one.
Like, yeah, it's good, but like, do you have to like oh my god, it's the best horror movie ever? I can name like 5 other horror movies that are better than it.
I'm sure there are plenty of other horror movies that are getting like brushed under the rug because everyone's talking about the popular ones, like you know, It is one, and The Conjuring, and like
I'll say The
like-
Conjuring wasn't
and The Ring and
overrated.
whatever. Like the,
Oh, okay, The Ring, yeah, that's overrated in my
Since
opinion.
we're horror-related things, if I may throw in something actually I feel might be a little bit underrated, I haven't seen a whole lot of people talk about it. I just want to like to shine some light on it. There is a Netflix series about it's a Netflix series based off of that one horror movie where like the guy, like his mother was dead and you know he's Bates Motel. That's it.
Oh, that.
Netflix original series Bates Motel. I kind of halfway watched it. I just happened to be in the living room while my mom was watching it, but then I ended up actually getting really invested. It's actually really good.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, I don't know, like I was expecting it to be just like overwhelming, like, you know, how most horror movies are. It's like overwhelming scares in your face, blah blah blah. But it's a lot more of like a psychological horror because there's like, I don't know, it's just kind of like things that are going on that you don't fully understand as you're like going deeper into the mind of the person who is like basically the killer in that one movie that I forget the name of, like
Yeah.
like yeah, the one where they're in the hotel. Like that's the only thing I can say. I forgot the name of the movie, but Bates Motel, Netflix original series, was a really good series, and I feel like the ending was also really incredible without it just being overwhelming horror and it just being more on a psychological level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it was released as a movie on Disney Plus, but I do believe Hamilton is overrated.
I mean, I agree with that.
Hamilton.
Yeah,
I can too.
I feel like the hype around it has kept me from finishing it.
Honestly, well, the one thing that kept me from even checking it out in the first place is because my youngest sister was obsessed with it for a time. The songs would be playing in my house 24/7. She would be
Oh.
singing it all the time, and I just got so sick of it. And now it's just ruined for me. I can't just go and watch or
I'm
listen to the
sorry it
musical
had
anymore.
to be ruined for you. I will say it's good. I like it, but I do feel like other musicals deserve more recognition than Hamilton.
Yeah, you're right. I'm not really a musical person. but
like-
still.
I believe one that deserves more recognition is okay, there's 2. Dear Evan Hansen, that one's very good. And the second one is Be More Chill. I like that one a lot.
I heard of the first one also because my sister was playing that nonstop.
That song, the song where the title of the musical came from, I'm pretty sure. Dear Evan Hansen, Sincerely Me. Oh my god, I believe that song is overrated.
I don't know what the song is called, nor do I remember what exactly like the musical it came from is, but there's this song that my sister used to listen to all the time. There was a line like in it, like saying Michael in the bathroom or something.
Oh yeah, that's Be More Chill.
Okay, yeah.
That one's a good
That
one.
song, I like every time I hear it, I get a visceral reaction, like, oh.
Oh my god. I used to sing that when I was sad.
Well, you know, you do you. It's just like my sister.
And now it'll be a chain of sadness. You'll sing it and you'll make Mira sad.
Yeah.
And then Invil's just have the whole chat crying.
Crying over this one stupid song that, you know, makes people cry.
All the empathetic people also crying.
I know Josh loves this and I love it too. Okay, I'm switching back to the topic of video games, but Undertale is overrated, I think.
Yeah, you do be right
I
though.
kind of have to agree.
Yeah.
As much as I love all the characters, the story, and like everything about it, it's just overrated, and I don't like, okay, Sans is cool. I'm kinda tired of seeing him as a meme. I'm tired.
Okay, let
Me
just say something.
too.
Yes,
I get
Josh?
so sick of it.
All right, so yeah, the whole Sans thing, I agree. I'm just, aside from the meme thing, like the fucking fan community like treats him as like the central character because he has like this big role in the genocide run, and I'm like, okay, but aside from that, what else does he do? Like, why does he have this like?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he's a funny bone man, but
Funny bone man.
Josh, would you say the same if it was Papyrus getting the same treatment?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, it'd be the same.
I
love Papyrus.
do enjoy a lot of, because I'm mostly just a sucker for lore in general. So any character that has a lot of like lore tied to them, I will naturally just kind of gravitate towards, just because I'm like, I want to solve the secret. But like at the same time, like I don't really like Sans much as a meme. I appreciate him as the character that he is.
Yeah.
Like, I appreciate him in the moments that he's serious, but I also appreciate him just also being, like, the funny bone man as well. And I just kind of take him for what he is. And then, like, if there's a time that comes up in the game or in the community where I'm able to sit down and be like, okay, well, what really happened here? You know, like, because there's, like, especially with, like, the whole Gaster theories and whatnot, I like sitting down and thinking about those things. But, like, I don't just think about him the entire time. Like, I enjoy a lot of the other characters, like, you know, Azrael and Toriel and, Asgore. Like, I enjoy their entire family dynamic story. Like, I feel like there's some really great story content everywhere, and to focus solely on one character's story kind of like, it ruins the experience for yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I can agree.
The problem is that people are treating Sans like he's like the mascot of Undertale, and I'm like,
No.
no.
He's not.
That's that's fucking gay robot. We all know that.
Yeah.
Gay robot is the mascot.
While we're on, okay, one more video game that I would like to bring up. It's died out, but at its time, when it was at an all-time high, Doki Doki Literature Club, like, my Monica plushie.
Yuri's best girl.
My Monica
That's
plushie
fair.
is in my room. I'm sorry, baby, but like you're gonna have to hear this. Doki Doki
Why
Literature Club.
doesn't anybody like Natsuki?
Oh, Natsuki, I will agree, is underrated.
Yeah, everyone overlooks her for the pretty Yuri.
Yeah,
You know what?
I feel like
And the
Yuri is
thing-
overrated. Like, I think she's cool. I like her a lot, but I feel like she's overrated. I'm not
Yeah.
dissing anyone who likes her. I'm not dissing anyone who likes her,
I love
because I like her too. I like her too, so.
Okay, but I love her, so that means more.
No, I love her! I love her
I'm
too!
joking. I was just gonna say, in the vein of overrated characters, I would like to move to a more recent game, Genshin Impact.
Oh
Kaya
my
and
god.
Diluc are so overrated. People don't shut up about them.
Kaya and who?
Diluc.
Oh, I thought. Yeah, they ship them.
Aren't they supposed to be like spiritual brothers?
No, they hate each other.
But, like, I
I
don't
mean,
know.
who knows?
Who
Like-
knows? I just see them around all over the place, and I would like to, like, for instance, for a lot of the boys in the game that I like Chongyun and Razor, like, I've seen a little bit of stuff about Razor, but there are so many of the others that I really like appreciate just their aesthetic and style and just their entire character design. But all people ever want to talk about is Handsome Man, Kaya, and Diluc, because they look identical, except one's blue and one's red.
Something I want to bring up. When I got into Minecraft YouTubers, of course, everyone has to shove it in my face and say, you know, Dream is overrated, right? And I'm like, no,
Say.
I know what I'm doing.
Like, okay, does that mean I'm not allowed to like his content?
Yes.
Yes. It's
People just gotta chill, man. Let people like what they like.
Yeah, let people like what they like. Okay?
they're like, oh, why do you like Dream and only Dream? I mean, like, there's George and Sapnap, and I'm like, you don't think I like them too?
Honestly, I would say probably, at least in my case, a little bit more underrated because like I watch some Minecraft YouTubers, but I've never heard of Dream until I met Felicity.
Yeah. I just get mad at people who are like Dream is overrated. You need to stop watching him, and I'm like, okay, what? Fuck off. I watch Wilbur Soot. I watch Filza, Tommy, Tubbo. What more do you want?
I feel like that's the thing as well, like, and especially when having a podcast episode like this, it's also important to point out that, like, even if something is overrated, overhated, or whatever, you're allowed to like and dislike things. Just don't shit on other people for it.
Yeah, just disclaimer, please do not shit on what people like. I should have said this at the beginning of the episode. Respect
Just, like,
people's
just, jump cut it at the very
interests.
beginning.
Okay. to editor me, don't edit this part out, but like, just, I forgot, what was I gonna say?
Don't edit this out, Felicity. Don't edit it out.
Yeah, keep it in.
Keep the camera rolling.
I will say, we should have said this at the beginning of the episode, like genuine, like serious talk. Please respect other people's interests.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say. It's not that hard to be like not scummy.
Well, like we've talked about, like, you know, especially as far as overrated games as well. Like we've talked about things that we've liked and disliked all the same, you know. So like it's just more of like discussing the kind of presence this particular thing has on the internet.
Yes. So I don't really have anything else to talk about. Like any like small thing you guys want to bring up before we
Well, yeah, we're talking about real life things before.
Oh, okay.
I'm just gonna quick throw in. I think Mr. Pibb is overhated, and that's it. The
what?
soda Mr. Pibb.
Wait, who? I'm sorry.
You what?
Soda. There's a soda called Mr.
Oh.
Pibb, which is everyone likes to compare to Dr. Pepper, and they're like, no, Dr. Pepper's. If you like Mr. Pibb, you're blah blah blah. Shut up! I hate it, and I hate it. I love it. Edit that out.
They taste the same.
I love Mr. Pibb. It's spicy cherry soda.
I've never heard of that before, actually.
It might be more of like a southern thing. I'm not entirely sure.
Literally,
Oh.
literally every soda has their
Yeah.
Every soda has their duplicates every time.
Well, it's not a duplicate of Dr. Pepper. It's a
Oh, it's
different
not?
soda.
Oh. I
It's just
actually.
people compare it to Dr. Pepper a lot because, like, oh, just get like cherry Dr. Pepper or something. I'm like, but it's different. It's not the same. I want Mr. Pibb, and it makes me sad when I see people like shitting all over one of my favorite sodas.
I actually don't like Dr. Pepper. I don't know. I don't know. It's just the taste for me.
I don't
Dr.
like
Pepper is
throwing-
probably overrated.
Wait, you don't like soda in general, Josh?
No, I don't.
Oh wow, you seem like the
Yeah, me
kind
neither.
of person
honestly.
who likes soda. Wow.
No, I do not like soda at all.
Wow. Okay.
I agree with that. Soda's not one of my favorites either. I stopped drinking them like I do drink lemonade, but I don't like soda.
Yeah.
I think it might be the carbonated state of it.
Yeah.
It's the exact opposite for me. Like, I'll drink sparkling water, but like the carbonation actually just like, I don't know. It calms me down when I'm in a state. So like, for instance, you know, my mom, one of her things that she'll go to when she's like particularly worked up will be like a glass of wine. But even though I am of drinking age, I just don't like alcohol at all.
Yeah.
So I like carbonated drinks. That's my equivalent to any kind of alcohol. It's just like, I'll have this and it'll calm my nerves, it'll relax me, and we're good. And I also didn't have alcohol, so hooray me.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? A drink I feel like is overrated is, what's it called? Strawberry lemonade. For me, at least.
Wait, you think it's overrated?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure I was hearing right.
And in the same vein of that, I would say a drink that's underrated would be limeade.
Oh, you know something? I've never tried that before. I've always wanted
Exactly.
to.
My point proven. Limeade is I actually like it a lot better than lemonade.
I've always wanted to try it, but for some reason or another, I never got the opportunity.
It was just, I don't know why, it was the thing my grandma would get in like the, you know, where you get like the cans of just condensed drink flavor and you just like dump it in the tub and add the water and stir it up and surprise, it's a drink. It would be like, that would be what she would get instead of like the lemonade or like apple juice or orange juice ones. So I kind of grew up drinking a lot of limeade. And so now, like for instance, if I were to go and get like a drink, instead of doing something like strawberry lemonade, I would actually prefer like limeade or cherry limeade. That drink is the bomb.
Squirt.
What?
Gotta have to try limeade sometime. I don't know when that's gonna happen now, but
Hold on, is squirt a drink?
what?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I was like,
What?
squirt is apparently a drink he's adding.
Oh.
What was I gonna say? Yeah, honestly, I don't think I have anything else to talk about. I'm sorry, to talk about. Are y'all ready to end now? Or
I'm good.
if you
Yeah.
guys want to.
Yeah.
End it all.
Alright. So thank you guys for watching, and thank you guys for joining me for this topic. Because honestly,
I like jelly beans.
I honestly, like, when I wrote up my list, I didn't really have much to say. But like, I'm glad that I had you guys come on, because I was scared, like, oh god, what if this episode fails? But yeah, thank you guys for watching. You guys, for the people watching, you should follow these guys on Twitter. Their handles are on the screen, and they will also be in the description box below. And subscribe if you want to see more podcast episodes and more creative kind of content from me.
And eat jelly beans.
Oh my god.
And join my Discord server if you'd like to listen to these podcasts live. The next one we will be doing is, I believe, December 12th. So yeah, that one is going to be a long episode, and hopefully interesting to those who will join. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Bye. Do you guys want to say bye too?
Bye.